We've had a sudden turn of events here at the old Victorian. We just learned that there's a manhunt going on about a quarter mile back behind us here. They're looking for a murder suspect. He is armed and on the loose. We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
A very warm welcome back to 1834 Restoration House.
It is a beautiful spring day here in South Carolina, and it feels more like summer, but we'll take what we can get. When we first moved here, there were a bunch of old overgrown bushes right here. So last summer, we got out the tractor and we started pulling those bushes out. Take a look. Once the bushes were out, we found traces of an old planter buried down in the soil. So we spent several weeks and we built a brand new planter to replace the old one in exactly the same position that it was in.
It's absolutely beautiful. So tell them what we get to do today.
Well, you guys have waited long enough for this.
I'm so excited.
By the time we finished the planter last year, it was really too late to do any planting in it because fall was coming and winter shortly after. So we decided not to do anything. But today, we're going to plant some stuff.
Yes.
In our new planter.
We got to get the weeds out first. I got some good, healthy, organic soil, potting soil for outdoors. And we'll be able to fill up these boxes and plant some pretty things.
Yes, bring some beauty back to the old place.
Now this is only going to be part one because I've got to wait a couple more weeks, maybe 3 weeks before I can buy the rest of them. That's when the nursery will get more of the other flowers in. So this will only be part one. We'll have a part two later. Aren't these beautiful? Can you see them? They are gorgeous. But the brick planter has an awful lot of weeds and we've got to get all of these out before we put any of the new soil in.
We've had a sudden turn of events here at the old Victorian. We just learned that there's a manhunt going on about a quarter mile back behind us here. They're looking for a murder suspect. He is armed and on the loose. We're going to just kind of keep an eye out here and hopefully nothing comes across the yard.
We got the west side of the brick planter all cleaned out. So now we are going to head over here. We're going to take the soil out of the back of the truck and we're going to put it into the bucket of the tractor. And then we can spread out the soil as much as we want, where we want in the brick planter.
I just had to mention that we have double diesel going on here. We have a diesel tractor and a diesel truck, And that means that diesel-powered equipment outnumbers gasoline-powered equipment here at the old Victorian house.
Okay, everybody, no funny comments about my boots. They don't match with a skirt, but that's okay. I have boots, Mike doesn't. That's why I'm up here. I'm gonna shovel it in there so we don't get soil all over our shoes and socks. All right, let's get started. I asked for a whole yard of this beautiful, gorgeous potting soil.
Now that the soil is in here, I can go ahead and just push it around. This is actually compost that Ginny bought, and she got it from a landscape supply locally. Looks like good stuff. They told her that it had all kinds of good organic material in it, even eggshells, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just going to spread it out. We'll probably end up with our soil just barely below the brick line for now because it's so loose. I'm using a steel rake for this.
few weeks back I went to the nursery and got just some basic greenery kind of plants and a little bit of flowers here and there, but it's only the start. And this one, I'm not sure what they are, but there's supposed to be a lot of pretty flowers, and he said he hadn't separated them yet, so I got a discount on that. So there's gonna be different colors in there, so I'll separate them out through here. And about Mother's Day, they're gonna have a good sale, so that's when I'll be going back to get some more. In the meantime, we're gonna plant these, and we're gonna plant some annuals as well. I got some dianthus, I got some pansies, I got some cosmos, some African daisies, I got some marigolds, some dahlias, and some petunias. These are all from Baker Creek. With the little bit of sunlight we've got left, we are gonna try really hard to get all of these plants put in the brick planter. See if we can do this.
This is all of the soil that we had in the truck. I think that was about a yard. At this point, I think it probably won't fill the whole box, but it'll come close. Next time we get soil, maybe we'll get 1.25 yards, and that might just take care of it. Or maybe 1.5 yards, because the box on the other side over there, I believe, has more cubic feet than this one does. But we're right about at the end on this one here. So that is it. This is a boxwood, and Jeannie decided to put a boxwood on each side of the porch, and she said it's going to grow up maybe 3-4 feet high, and it'll be sculpted into a cone shape. That's what she wants to do. So here's my strategy. I just put this new soil in here, but I've kind of made a little mark as to where I want this to go. So I'll pull this aside, and now I'm going to take all that new soil that I put in and just take it off. And we'll just keep it handy and put it back later. I'm enlarging the hole a little bit. The pot is tapered, so it's wider at the top than it is at the bottom. So if I don't make my hole wider, then there's no place for the soil to go to. Okay, the hole is dug out. So I'm going to take this plant, I'm going to grab it by the root ball and just kind of gently work it up and out. We're going to lose a little bit there, but we should be able to just take this.
Break it up a little.
Yeah, just break up the roots a little bit.
On the other side too.
Yep. Just loosen them up.
There we go.
And we'll set it down in there and kind of push it in place. We want the roots to make contact with the soil, so I'm really pushing it down hard. And Jeannie is backfilling. These nursery plants, they usually come with some kind of a fertilizer spread into them, so they'll be okay. Now the thing you want to do if you're going to plant something new is make yourself a little ring around the perimeter of it, and that ring will help the water stay into the root ball. And that way it doesn't escape. You want the water to stay put.
Otherwise your water kind of goes spread out everywhere.
Right.
Instead of where you needed it.
Think of it like a small moat.
Yay! I'm so excited. We got our first plant in there.
Yep. On to the next one.
Yes. Okay, folks, I need some advice. That looks very root bound. Is there any way to separate those? Can I break those roots, or will I destroy the whole plant? Help me out, please. See how bad that is?
It's been in there a while.
Yeah, a long while.
Yeah.
And I can't get them apart, and I'm not sure what to do. So I will leave it in there, and I will just keep watering it for now until we get feedback. Because I don't know what to do. I'm gonna put those there.
What is that? That's bee balm.
Fireball bee balm.
Fireball bee balm.
And I do want to keep this here with it so that I know what it is. Can we do that with the other ones too?
Yeah. Yeah, this one here is bearded iris. It's a
All
pretty
right.
pink color. Go ahead and put it where you want it.
I'm going to put them back here so that we can see them. Okay. All right, now the big one down there. This one, he said, will be green all year round. That little bit of yellow there, I think that'll be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, though. Oh, well. He'll still be pretty.
Yep. This may sound funny for those of you in the northern part of the country, but I think I'm getting a sunburn right now.
Yeah, I think I got one earlier. My face is really hot.
It is definitely warm out here today. Imagine breaking a sweat in April. That's a deep one, huh?
It is a deep one, yes.
Okay.
It's about from there to there is the soil on here. I'm going to grab the plant and I'll tip the pot. You got it?
Yeah, go ahead and pull.
There we go. Break it up a little. Okay.
Firm contact. Put some soil,
back in there.
pack it in good. This one says sage. Sure doesn't smell like sage to me.
It's purple flower.
Purple flowers. Yeah, the sage that I'm familiar with is more of a desert plant, and it definitely has a sagey smell to it. So I think this one's ready to go in now. It has quite a root ball, so I'll just get that loosened up. Pop it in the ground. So for you botanical experts out there, is there a such thing as an ornamental sage which is different than the herbal sage? How does that work? All right, we have just a couple more things to do before we can call this done. The first thing I want to do is take this broom and let's just clean up the soil that's on top of the bricks. Put it down in, make it look good. It's kind of funny, I was just complaining about some lawnmowers over there. They're going to mow some lawns, but apparently they're having a little bit of trouble getting them going, so it shouldn't get too loud. Oh, no, it looks like they got them going after all.
And the last thing we need to do is water the plants. Our hose from last winter busted. So did our nozzles, so we're having to do this all by hand. Give it a real good watering.
Well, that takes care of that. But now the neighbors are mowing their grass, so it seems like a really good time to close this video. I'm sure you don't want to listen to that for the rest of the video, so let's get out of here.
That was so much fun and exciting.
Yeah?
I loved it.
I'm glad.
Well, we got one side partway done.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for watching 1834 Restoration House. We'll see you in the next video. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and we'll see you next one.